Well, for many people, childhood traumas never go away. Instead, they become emotional issues that can lead to anxiety and even depression. Joining us again today is licensed professional counselor Keisha Simmons from the Family Connection Center. And today we're talking about facing those childhood traumas and how to work through them. Keisha, always good to see you. How are you?
I'm good, Jeff. It's good to see you too.
Let's talk about these childhood traumas. We all have a certain level of them. Some people may have more than others, but what's the best way to work through this? Because they will affect us in adulthood.
They will, and one of the things you want to look for is the inability to say no. You know, some folks struggle with no, difficulty saying no. Another thing you want to look for is finding yourself getting caught in excessive conversations. So some of the questions I get is, you know, how do I know, how my childhood trauma may have affected me? Well, those are two of the main things that we, inability to say no, which you may become a people pleaser, and then you find yourself getting caught up in manipulative tactics like excessive conversations, and having and not being able to come out of them. So those are two of the things you can look for when we're talking about how trauma may affect you in your adult relationships.
Now, when you talk about childhood trauma, we think immediately of like extreme, like physical or sexual abuse, but it may not be that, right? It could be other stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, no one escapes childhood unscathed. So no matter how wonderful your parents were or how wonderful you were raised, there were some issues. Like we all gonna have some issues with childhood. And so understanding how those issues may affect us is what we're talking about today. And a lot of times we don't know until we get into relationships, the relationship challenges, I should say, either with friends or with romantic relationships. And so that's usually where whatever those struggles are, they're gonna come out, they're gonna manifest in your adult relationships. Some folks even have a difficult time securing healthy relationships, period. And so that's a sign as well. If you have a hard time securing friendships or committing in loving relationships, that's another sign.
Now, what's the best way to work through these? I mean, do you need to get a counselor for this, or is it just you need to figure out what your issue is and then just work to be more patient and learn? I mean, how do you address this?
That's a good question. You don't have to always get a counselor. Like psychotherapy isn't necessarily always needed. Obviously, that's the professional approach. But getting a mentor, finding folks who appear to be doing it successfully, right? Who appear to have healthy relationships. So having a mentor who have probably already worked through some of their challenges, they can give you some good tips, and that's where educators come into play, church leaders come into play, folks who have already gathered some tools that can help you along the way. But most importantly, I say look at how they are currently navigating relationships, and if those relationships look healthy, not perfect, but healthy, right? Then they can give you some tools on how to establish healthy relationships as well.
There's no perfect human. We all know that.
Right. Perfection is a myth.
Yeah.
No
and
doubt
when you
about it.
put two imperfect people together, whether it's in a relationship like a work relationship or a romantic relationship, there's going to be issues. It's
Absolutely.
just to what level,
Absolutely. We come from two different backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm from Venus, you're from Mars. You know the story. So it's going to be some struggles, right? So we're going to need help trying to make the relationship work. And psychotherapy or professional help isn't always necessary, right? You can learn from other folks who have paved the way, so to speak.
Good stuff, Keisha. Thanks for the update, and we all need to look at ourselves in the mirror and go, hey, man, maybe I need to take a little deep breath, right?
Right, there you
go. Take a
go.
little deep breath. Thanks, Keisha. Good to see you.
You're welcome, Jeff.